Hello everyone and welcome to another session of Cost and Works Accounting. In today's session, we will be studying methods of cost classification on the basis of controllability, normality, period or time, association, investment and relevancy. So, let's see what is cost classification. Cost is classified and analyzed according to the specific needs for the purpose of managerial control and decision making. That means managerial control and decision making are the two basic objectives for which the cost needs to be classified. Generally, cost is classified on various bases. On the basis of elements, functions, behavior, controllability, normality, period or time, association, investment and relevancy. Now let's see what is classification of cost on the basis of controllability. On the basis of controllability, costs are classified into two types, controllable cost and uncontrollable cost. Let's see what are controllable costs. A cost chargeable to a cost center which can be influenced by the actions of the person in whom control of the center is vested is known as controllable cost. These are the costs which may be directly regulated at a given level of management authority. Variable costs are generally controllable by departmental heads. Practically, all variable costs are controllable costs. For example, direct material cost, direct labor cost, etc. Let's see what is uncontrollable cost. A cost chargeable to a cost center which cannot be influenced by the actions of the person in whom control of the center is vested is known as uncontrollable cost. Those costs whose size cannot be influenced significantly by a particular level of authority in the organization is termed as uncontrollable cost. In short, it means these costs which are not controlled by management. Practically, all fixed costs are uncontrollable. For example, rent, rates and taxes, etc. Let's see classification on the basis of normality. Under this method, costs are classified according to whether these costs are normally incurred at a given level of output in the condition in which that level of activity is normally attained. And on this basis, costs are classified as two, first normal cost and second abnormal cost. Let's see what is normal cost. The cost which is normally incurred to a given level of output in the condition in which that level of output is normally attained is known as normal cost. These costs are budgeted, which are always anticipated, and the value can be estimated in advance. They are unavoidable and recurrent in nature. This cost is part of cost of production. For example, direct material and labor, direct and indirect work expenses, etc. Let's see what is abnormal cost. It is defined as a cost which is not normally incurred at a given level of output in the condition in which that level of output is normally attained. These costs cannot be budgeted, which are unanticipated and are never provided for incidents such as loss by fire, accidents, strikes, etc. It is not a part of cost of production and is charged to costing profit and loss account. Now let's see classification of cost on the basis of period or time. On the basis of period or time, costs are classified as historical cost and predetermined cost. Let's see what is historical cost. The costs which are ascertained after they have been incurred is known as historical cost. These costs are first incurred and then recorded and are available only when the production of a particular thing has already been done. Such costs are only of historical value and not useful for cost control purpose. The basic characteristics of such costs are: first, they are based on recorded facts. Second, these costs may be verified with the help of supported documents. And third, these costs are objective in nature because they relate to the past events. Let's see what is predetermined cost. The costs which are ascertained in advance of production on the basis of a specification of all factors affecting cost is known as predetermined cost. These costs are set up from analysis and forecast is made before the event and thus represent not what has happened but what is expected to happen. These costs are determined on scientific basis and become standard cost. It helps the management to fix the responsibility and take remedial action to avoid recurrence in future. Predetermined cost may be in various forms such as budgeted cost, estimated cost, standard cost, etc. Let's see classification on the basis of association. On the basis of association, the cost is classified as product cost and period cost. Let's see what is product cost. It is termed as the cost which is directly associated with the product. Once this unit product is sold, these cost product provide no benefit. When the products are sold, the total product cost is recovered as an expense. This expense is called the cost of goods sold. Those costs are also called inventoriable cost because they form a part of value of inventories of finished stock. This stock or cost can be carried forward to the next accounting period, that is direct material, direct labor and factory overheads. Let's see what is period cost. It is the cost which is associated with a particular accounting period. These are not related with the products delivered to the consumers. These costs are also called as non-inventoriable costs because they are not included in the value of finished stocks. This cost is written off in the accounting period in which it has incurred. For example, rent, salaries to office staff, traveling expense, etc. Let's see classification on the basis of investment. On the basis of investment, costs are classified as capital cost and revenue cost. Let's see what is capital cost. It is defined as a cost which is intended to benefit in future period. Capital cost is treated as purchase of an asset. Examples of capital cost are purchase of premises, plant of machinery, furniture, etc. Revenue cost. It is defined as a cost which is incurred to benefit the current period. Revenue cost is treated therefore as an expense. Examples of revenue costs are salary, postage, printing and stationery, rent, rates and taxes, insurance, etc. Let's see classification of cost on the basis of relevancy. On the basis of whether the cost items are relevant or irrelevant to the decisions under the consideration of management, cost may be broadly classified as relevant cost and irrelevant cost. Relevant cost. Relevant costs are those costs which have bearing or which have an effect on the decisions under the consideration of management. This means they are the most prominent cost and therefore their products are to be beckoned after taking a decision. And irrelevant cost. It is the cost which has no effect on the decisions under the consideration of the management. Sunk cost is an example of irrelevant cost because such cost represents the cost which have already incurred in the past. They are therefore also known as past cost. Since they represent the cost which have already incurred or present or future decision is able to later them. Hence they are irrelevant. So in today's session we have learned the method of this classification. In next session we shall meet with the other classification of cost. Till then, good day.